All right. I can't wait to talk some Magic basketball with the Court Cousins. Been looking forward to this one. You there, Pich? Kyle? You guys there? Oh, what's that? My Patreon membership has expired. Better sort that out. That should do it.
Hey,
What's
up, Jay? What's going on?
Good to see you.
Hey,
dude.
guys. Yeah,
That
good
was
to see
weird.
you.
That's how that works.
Sign up for the Patreon. Welcome, everybody, to episode 25 of Court Cousins. My name is Kyle. I'm joined, as always, by my cousin, my co-host, Jason, the Pich. We've got a wonderful show for you, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a visitor from across the pond for Court Cousins Down Under. We're, of course, going to scour the interwebs in our social media roundup. We will do a little bit of a Magic the Card gathering, diving into our pelf of Orlando Magic basketball cards, and then we'll finish it off, as always, for our large ending. And we got to start off, of course, with our shout-outs to our all-stars and second cousins on Patreon. Shout out to Bernie Pichet,
Papa?
Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, Yachty, and Connor. Again, those are our all-stars and our second cousins on Patreon. As you saw from the cold open, ladies and gentlemen, join us on the Patreon. We interact with you folks closer there. We've got a lot of great content. We just started doing the outtakes on there of the shows.
That's the
which are
jam.
hilarious. And before this, we just had an outtake that will probably make its way on there as well.
It might.
So get on there for that stuff. There's old unreleased episodes.
Yeah.
There's exclusive content, all types of little things that we're doing. And, of course, you get entered in, even at the $5 level, for our monthly raffle for our Patreons.
I know. Come on.
$5.
I feel like my plea for this worked a few shows ago.
It
because
did.
we got a huge boost.
Yeah, we got a little.
And
We got
people
some
that
people
are coming onto the show. You heard there's more names over the top there. They realize, hey, $5 for a shot at these things, it just makes sense.
And to help us out. You know, that's what we really appreciate. People spending $5 a month to help us out. We want to get a new mixer. We need some new cameras and lighting. And you'll just help us speed up that process to make a better product for you. Because that's really what it's about. We want to keep creating, but do it even better every time. So, without further ado, our winner, drum roll please, for the jersey giveaway is Big Al at Magic to the Moon. Congratulations, sir. Well done. We'll be reaching out to see what jersey you would like and where you'd like to send it. Now, Pish, I'm not sure if you noticed this or the viewers noticed this, but in the intro, I did not name our social emotional segment.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's in flux.
It's in flux. As we said last month, we're also allowing our Patreons to choose on the bi-weekly basis every episode what we do as the social emotional check-in. So the first time we did it, it was the Mosley's Moods.
Yep.
And today we have Franz's Feelings.
Yeah, we've been getting some good ones. We've got a couple lined up. So if you are a Patreon, get in there and tell us what you'd like us to do the social emotional check-in in that world and use that.
Yeah,
We've got it today at Franz Feelings.
And thanks to Luke Wild for that suggestion. So, Pish, how are you doing today for the Franz's Feelings check-in?
For the Franz Feelings check-in, I've got this shot of Franz shooting a free throw. Probably going to make this one. And sadly, had to go find this footage of Nick Anderson down below, missing the free throws. Because yesterday in a work games that we were having, there was a free throw shooting contest, and I pulled a Nick Anderson, and I probably shouldn't have worn the same shorts Nick was wearing that day. I wore the white throwbacks, and that was probably my first misstep of the day. In 60 seconds, how many free throws do you think that I hit?
60 seconds. All right. Did you have a rebounder, or are you getting your own?
I had rebounders. My team was rebounding, and then
You had a team
giving
rebounding
me a ball.
for
Yep,
you.
Yep.
Okay.
Some of the balls are a little misshapen, but I'm not here to make mistakes. I'm not here to make excuses today.
I'm going to hope, just for your pride and mine, just because I'm connected to you via the show here, my pride's on the line too. Did you get 6, Pish?
I did not. So how are you doing for your Franz
Oh
feelings?
no.
I did make 2 more than Nick Anderson made in the closing moments of the game, though, but only 2. It was embarrassing.
Dang, that
Had a
is
lot of ones
embarrassing.
hitting the back rim and the front rim, and it was just a mess. And
Yeah.
it was
The pressure
a
got
low
you.
moment for me that I
Yeah.
didn't think I was going to share because it brought me great shame, but it's going to motivate me to do better next year. I have 364 days until I can get my revenge.
Motivate. Let the hate motivate.
Yeah.
That's
Let the
Pich's
hate
motto.
motivate, and then you'll be great.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming.
Yeah. That's what Speech is working with.
Yeah, the winners had, I think, 13, 12. The
Oh.
other guy had 8, so I was in
Oh
the conversation.
my God, dude. Hopefully no one that you thought attractive was watching.
Wish that were true.
All right. Well, for my Franz's feelings, I've got a Franz Wagner from Michigan. This is after they lost in the tournament to UCLA. He's got his hands on his head in a dejected way. And I've just been kind of off, Pich. I've been kind of off this week out there, ladies and gentlemen. There's really no reason. Life is good. I got a roof over my head, food in the fridge.
Summer vacation blues.
Summer vacation, but these are honestly the most vulnerable times for me. I don't know if anyone out there can relate, but unstructured time when I just kind of don't have anything to do, my mind gets into loops, and I'm just really hard on myself, man. My mind does not allow me to just lie on the couch for a day and watch TV. I just cannot do that.
Man.
The shame and the guilt overwhelm me, and it just kind of spirals. But luckily, I had therapy on Wednesday. I had a nice hike with the lady yesterday. We're going on our joyful voyage today. Check the Patreon for content about what the joyful voyage is. So things are turning around, Pich. And I'm excited for the weekend. Editing the show always helps to give me something to do and get me creative. So I'm hoping that, I'm just in a moment of contraction here, ready to expand into the world like a beautiful butterfly coming out of a metamorphosis.
Okay, let's expand our way into some social media roundup.
Ooh, nice transition, Pich.
Yes, I can transition too. Not into a butterfly per se, but
So our first post is from the 6-Man Show. A new episode out with our guys, Court Cousins. Just a post about us going on the show, their most recent show. If you haven't already, please check it out. It was a lot of fun going on with those guys and shooting the shit for half an hour. Had some good conversation about Paulo, about bubble wrapping our team, about some expectations and hypotheticals for next year, although we didn't really understand the question.
right. It didn't make air, but we did talk about Luke's lack of of service in his area, which was tough. So
I fell for the guy.
yeah, support those guys on Patreon so they can get themselves a satellite dish by that guy.
Yeah, we really appreciate those guys inviting us on, sharing their audience with us. I know we probably a lot of you also watch them. They've been doing it. They're the godfathers in this game right now in the Orlando Magic podcast arena, and we really appreciate everything that they're doing, especially with the events down in Orlando. Man, I want to go to those things so bad. I hope we can get one during the season.
Yeah, it was an honor to be on a show that's had guests such as David Steele and Jalen Suggs and a lot of popular names. So if you're sick
so
of
we're
seeing
right up
faces
there.
that aren't Magic players, go watch their show. They have those guys on all the time.
All right, the next one, Pich, is from a guy that you've discovered. You think this is the same human that has dummy accounts for all the players, and this one's from his Mo Wagner account.
Yeah, he kind of makes all the stuff on each guy's account go towards that guy, which is kind of fun. I liked this one where suggesting a password of LeBum James is considered weak, and Mo Wagner is strong.
Yes. I feel like Moritz would vibe with this too, because he's the guy that gets under people's skin. So especially superstars, he gets under Luka Doncic's skin, and I'm sure he could get under LeBron James's skin.
Sure.
It's something that he said that he's not really trying to do. He doesn't mean to do.
Yeah.
But he just does.
He's like a tapeworm in that way. He needs to live inside the host body to survive.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting that we call him the tapeworm,
That's pretty good, man. That's
but
pretty good.
the worm worked for Dennis Rodman. Maybe the tapeworm.
All right, Pich, you explain this next one from Orlando Magic HQ, because this is both of your loves combined into one.
Yeah, man. This is I know Dwight Howard's been a big wrestling fan in the past. So at the SummerSlam tryout, which was in Nashville, Dwight Howard showed up, and they had a bunch of people go up on stage and cut kind of promos. You can see video of this online. I took this one from Orlando Magic HQ, but there's definitely plenty of footage of it out there. Dwight's always been kind of a charismatic character, and he's kind of got that about him.
Yes.
And I don't know if you know about this, but this excites me alone, first of all. Dwight Howard could possibly be in the WWE. Amazing. I'm there for it. I want to see this.
Right.
But if you'll notice the comment I threw down at the bottom here, it says, "This is important. We could still have Shaq versus Dwight in a Superman match at WrestleMania." And we're all going to be big fans of that opportunity because we know Shaq's done some wrestling.
Yes.
He's done it in WWE.
That's
He's
true.
done it in AEW more recently. And I know he's getting a little older, but I think if these two could get on the same page, that is main eventing.
That would be
a
fun.
future WrestleMania. That would be amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to that future right there.
I would tune in for that. Not the biggest wrestling fan, but that would be cool. The thing I do love most about wrestling, though, is the promos. So I haven't seen this.
Yes.
I'm going to go back and check this. What was his vibe? Did he try to go, was he healing? Was he trying to be heel? Was he trying to be good guy?
He was kind of tough guy, ended up. You
Okay.
know, it wasn't his best work. I've actually seen him cut better promos, but I think it was more of a, holy crap, Dwight Howard's on the stage kind of shock value kind of thing to it. But
All right.
it'll be good if we could get to that level. But I honestly think you could see him have a match or two in there, and it would be pretty dang entertaining. So,
I'm good. I'm good with
Get
that.
on
man.
board.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm
I got
ready.
stock in WWE, everybody.
Yeah.
So come on and watch it.
Next post is, I think, from Twitter, from the Ghost of Gert, at the Ghost of Gert. Geert. Watching Paulo in Summer League and other interviews and tourneys, it's not the stats that are exciting. It's the way he carries himself and attacks the games. He has a legit superstar mindset and seems like the organization and other players realize that too. Orlando found their building block. Pich?
I mean, this is like you're sitting down to play and you grab that nice big green bottom Lego that you can then put all the other Legos on to build a house or whatever it is that you're building. I feel it. It's there. And he's right. I read this and was just like, it's absolutely that for me. Like a lot of times when you think about the draft and guys, we don't get to see that interview that they have with the player. That's probably the most important thing. What's the mindset of this young man? Is he going to get his millions of dollars and just go blow it on jewelry and coke and hoes? or is he going to like become a leader of this team? What's the mindset of this young man? How was he raised? What does he want out of life? Like, where does he want to be? We never really get to know that stuff until later when they're already on teams and see what kind of guys they are. I'm wondering if the Magic had some information about what kind of young man he was beforehand, because I think of the three that were talked about at the top right now, from a mindset standpoint, he's a far and away number one.
Yeah.
So this is a fantastic point to make, because when you're looking to draft a guy number one overall, he needs to be this guy. And look, we didn't maybe know that at the time, which is why there was a lot of flux and wonder and, you know. Personally, that's why I knew Chet wasn't the guy. He was an arrogant little dweeb.
Yeah.
So that, for me, is enough
He's
of
the
a
guy.
difference
He's
alone.
going to be doing the coke and the hose.
Whether he's talented or not is fine, but it's this like intangible that is so important.
Maybe that's why the Magic were so sold. That it's notorious at this point that he didn't work out for the Magic, and the NBA was all up in arms. How could you draft a guy that you haven't worked out? Well, we know what the guy can play.
Spot on impersonation of the NBA, by the way.
Thank
They
you.
do sound like that.
We know the guy can play. We can see that on the film. We did do the interviews with him, Pich.
Right,
and I think that's probably where it clicked
all they needed.
immediately. They're like, oh my God, this guy, he's level-headed. I mean, what was it? Not Bussin' with the Boys, On the Road, Richard Jefferson's podcast. I forget the name. Sorry about that. I'll put it on the screen. He had a good, candid interview with them, and he's saying all the right things. You know, he's talking about adding to winning and already having a really good group, and talking about the leadership of Jamal Mosley, and you see it when he's mic'd up. That's what I'm most excited about. I didn't know that we were going to be getting this type of leader in Paolo Banchero, and man, does it just make this season all that much more interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think sometimes guys get put in these positions and they'll go in and they'll say all of those things.
Right.
But you can really tell the difference in when someone's telling you something or when someone's actually living that life. And I can tell this is all legit stuff from Paul. He's not just reading a script someone's handed him. These things. This is the right things to say. He's just happens to be saying and believing in the right things that he's saying.
Mindset is such a hard thing, and he seems like a great leader. When he called out RJ, when RJ just kind of in that summer league game went into the corner, didn't move the ball, and he was coming up like, RJ, what are you doing? Like, pass the ball.
Yeah.
You know, that may have rubbed some people as, man, he's really getting on RJ. But no, that's what a leader needs to do. You need to have difficult conversations.
Sure.
It doesn't mean that you respect or just like RJ any more or less from before that moment. It's just what needs to be said in the moment. And as someone who's been training to be a leader, and you're a leader yourself in your job, having typical conversations is probably the hardest thing to do. And I'm already seeing Paulo has the honesty and the integrity to do those things.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have you seen an NBA, great or an all-star get in an argument with somebody on the bench? You saw it with Jordan. You saw it with Pippen. You saw it. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's tons of this stuff. And everyone would voice focus in like, ooh, they're arguing. And it's like, they're arguing because they're passionate and they're trying to communicate to get a story across. And for some people, they need to be yelled at. So you do what you got to do when you're leading. You got to figure out what style works for every person. And that's what made some of those guys great. So it's cool that he felt comfortable to do that at such an early stage.
Definitely. As long as they're not yelling at KD, because then he might cry and leave the team. We're getting a lot of KD slander in this episode. I don't know what's going on with me. All right. So next is from Welt God at Welt God. With all their length, the Orlando Magic could legitimately be monsters from Space Jam. And the meme is whispering into someone's ear, giving those goosebumps. And what's she whispering, Pich? A lineup with Franz at the 2. Oh, man, does that get me going. Nadra, I'm coming, honey. Get ready. No, but I think this has been kind of the talk of the town. The 2 position is the big question mark for me going into this season. I'm dead set on Markelle, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Wendell at the 5. You out there have talked me into Paulo at the 4. Franz at the 3. And then who's at the 2? But also, you could move Franz to the 2. And then who could you get in the starting lineup? My boy, Jonathan Isaac. And then I could be right, Pich. I could be right out there. All of you who jumped on me for saying, how can you keep Paulo Banchero out for Jonathan Isaac? Well, they might both be in the lineup.
Not on opening day.
Yeah, probably not on opening day. But this is an interesting possibility. What do you think about Franz at the 2, sir?
Yeah, I love it. There's a host of players that we have that I feel like could very easily step into the 2 or 3 hole and fill it to my liking. So I feel like we could see a little bit of a trial and error in the first couple of weeks to see what sticks or what works. To be honest, I kind of get a vibe like I feel like opening day, it's going to be Cole. I feel like he's kind of a team leader, and I feel like if anyone's going to get the first shot at it, they'll give it to him, and I'm fine with that.
I'm cool with
I just sort of feel like really whoever they try in there, let's see how it goes. This is legitimately going to be a season of let's throw a bunch of stuff to the wall and see what sticks. And hopefully hopefully it'll be a sticky wall.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you got to make it dirty.
No, I didn't make it dirty. You just made it dirty. I didn't even do that.
But I think this is going to be a trial season where we're checking to see what pieces fit, who we want to sign long term, who we can move to then hit the next level next season. So this is part of that trial, and probably the first thing we're going to see tried is who's going to be 2.
Yeah. I hope Jamal figures it out soon because expectations are high, and I just put some money down on our over for the win total.
Ooh, man, I can't believe we don't have a slide about that today. We'll get to it
We'll talk next show. We'll have some bets for you. Don't worry. We're degenerates. All right. Unfortunately, in recent news, we're in Connecticut here, Bridgeport, Connecticut. We had the news that Paige Buchers is going to miss this season with an ACL in her left knee. It just sucks to hear this, especially someone who is, tight with Jalen Suggs. That's why she's kind of a part of the Magic community. But we have Devin Kennedy who reached out, and he says, keep the faith, young GOAT. God has a unique way of working things out. Praying for you, Paige Buchers 1. And, it was just nice. A little over a year ago, we saw Devin Kennedy go down with a horrific fracture in his ankle and get carted off the floor.
Right.
And last year at the end of the season, not even like a year after, we saw him shooting buckets, making threes on the Magic roster, was awarded a contract as a result. There are some options in there, of course, but still, if anyone can talk about this and I think is in a position to give Paige some grace, some hope, it's Devin Kennedy. And an ACL nowadays, thanks to modern medicine, she'll bounce back. She's going to be great.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think this is sort of your, even though it's for Paige, it's also your Devin Kennedy appreciation post of the week. Like, this guy had a court dedicated to him in his hometown the past couple of weeks, and he's still making time to do stuff like this. I mean, if you're looking for a role model for your young kid, steer him away from, I'm not going to name names, but steer him away from some names. Steer him towards guys like Devin Kennedy. No, I wasn't going to say that at all, actually. He's just seems like a good, like he's a guy that anyone could root for.
Yes.
Like if you don't like him, you're probably just Satan. And you hate all things that are good. I don't believe any of those people exist on the planet. So,
yeah, I'm really hoping he gets on the 15-man roster and we see him, filling that role for us on the Orlando Magic. Now, next one. This is from the Magic Report piece. You pulled this off of Instagram. Let's get things ready. He's getting on the spectacles right now. It's getting serious over here, ladies and gentlemen. Pich, what's going on?
I have notes. I have thoughts.
Yeah, you.
I don't know if a post has ever moved me this close to a recording of a show as this one did last night when I saw it. I love that these guys all got together.
Yeah.
Because, the HQs had us on, the Six Mans had us on, and I love following the Magic Report on Instagram in particular where I usually see their posts. I'm not sure if he's Canadian, by the way, but he spells favorite with a U throughout this entire thing, which is weird. So the guys got together and they decided that we're going to do a post of our top 10 favorite Magic players. So they kind of got together and put them all through, and they put all 10 of them in here. I want to slide this over to you a little bit so you can just have a gander at it.
All right.
I get that. First of all, listen, it's your favorite player, so that's going to be weird. If I was doing my list, I would have Terry Catledge on it because I was around when he played and I have a connection to him, so he would make my list. So I get that your age matters here. But there's a lot of glaring omissions from all three of these lists, including Nick Anderson, Horace Grant, Dennis Scott. I get if you're young and you didn't see him play, but, watch some highlights and, know a little bit about the team history. And they two of them had Franz on there after one season, which, man, that's saying something. I'm impressed by that, as a matter of fact. But to be honest, my biggest gripes come with the Magic Report himself.
I think he's just gassing us.
He must be gassing everybody with Bismack Biyombo at number one.
Biyombo?
At number one, my guy.
What we got? Magic Report, reach out to us. Please let us know what's going on. Why is Bismack Biyombo your number one favorite Magic?
Well, we're going to need to ask follow-up questions because number two is Elfrid Payton. unless he's really into weird hair, I don't understand how he makes anyone's list anywhere. Going down the list down to 8, he has Isaiah Briscoe. I had to Google this guy. I've never heard of this dude. He played 39 games for the Magic in 2018. Who is he?
Yeah.
And then at number 10, he slips in Wes Iwundu.
Wes Iwundu.
I only know him because I got cards of him from being a rookie. I know he played 3 seasons with the Magic.
Right.
Did a few things, but
he's all right.
Unless these guys saved your family from a burning car wreck on the side of the road, I don't understand the connection that would have these guys make your top list. Look, I don't care for JJ Redick. He made the HQ list at the bottom, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's your favorite player.
Yeah.
But usually your favorite, I wouldn't put, I love Rolo.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't put Rolo in my top 10 favorite Magic players of all time.
Yeah,
it depends. I put a little bit of how they played in there. That's part of it.
Favorite, I think they're taking this personal.
Maybe. Yeah.
So, maybe you have your Terry Catledge moment.
Sure.
Maybe.
But I'm not offended he's not on
their
list.
Was hanging out and Bismack Biyombo bought him a slushie or something.
Right.
You don't know.
Oh, Bismack Biyombo's a great guy.
Yeah,
we've talked about his work
doing
off the court for sure.
In his home country.
But as far as a Magic player, I don't understand how he makes the top of someone's list. Unless, like I said, he's, your neighbor or something like that, and you've gotten tight over the years. So, I don't know. I need to get a little clarification on some of those, but I love that they put that thing together. It gets the Magic community talking in the off season.
Yeah.
And it's good fun. It riles you up for a second, but it's all good. It's all love. It's all the Magic. So,
yeah, this is a good opportunity for you, ladies and gentlemen, to put some of this in the comments here. Who are your favorite all-time Magic? And I guess you can interpret favorite in a number of different ways, as we see from the Magic Report.
Right.
Maybe just a player you have a connection to.
Yeah, or maybe if you don't like the Magic, your favorite Magic players are players that made us stink, like Big Baby Davis and Bismack Biyombo.
Yeah, go for it, Rockets fans. The comments are open for you. All right, now let's get into it. We got a couple more here. This one was just too funny. We talked a lot about Jalen Suggs last episode, but we couldn't not put this into today's show. At Magic Season SZN has a hilarious tweet here. Crazy how everyone sleeps different. I sleep on my side, my girl sleeps on her back, and the rest of the world sleeps on Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, I laughed pretty hard when I read this one because I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
Thought I was just reading a regular tweet. Then I was like, oh, it's a Magic tweet.
Yeah, I've been having sleep issues from time to time, and I'm trying to get my sleep under wraps this summer. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is going to have some good info about sleeping patterns, things like that. No, just more for the Jalen Suggs propaganda agenda, which I'm all here for, baby, Magic Season.
Yeah, and you can make that argument for probably a lot of our team for the most part. When I think of like a lot of people don't really know our team that well. They're starting to hear, I'm starting to see an uptick in YouTube videos of other places going, hey, the Magic have a good young core. And well, we better talk about these guys, and we better at least like say something about it. And that way, like later we can be like, well, we mentioned it. We knew they were coming. You know,
everyone's trying to cover
but they're just getting started. So they're just getting to learn guys, which is kind of sad, but it kind of makes sense with the way our record has been. And, we're not on national TV all the time. So, unless you're seeking out Magic stuff, you're not going to just look under a rock and be like finding stuff. Unless you happen to be in Bridgeport and you run into one of us. If you're outside of Florida, you're not getting a lot of Magic news.
Yeah, and that's what Magic MUFC said. The world sleeps on the Magic in general.
Absolutely.
And I think that I'm really excited for this year because we haven't really had that time when we get to surprise people in a few years. The Vooch, Gordon, Fournier years, we would, catch a win here and there. But this team, I just am so excited. I thought what we lacked last year, say that 3 times fast, was a guy that could get us a bucket when there was that dry spell where we were playing good defense, but we just couldn't buy a bucket.
Yep.
And guess what? We got that guy in the draft. We got Paolo Banchero, who looks to be every inch, if you ask Doris Burke, the scorer that we need. Not to mention that Markelle Fultz now is going to be getting full minutes, and we have J.I. coming back, who will also give you some different dynamics on the offensive end of the floor. So with Franz taking a leap, Jalen Suggs, everyone's sleeping on him. I mean, if Jalen can just increase his efficiency from beyond the arc, not crazy, 30 to 35% from 3 this year, that would at least make people respect it, and that would open up his strength, which is getting to the hole.
Right.
And if he finishes a little bit better at the rim, slows down the game, I mean, we could see something really special from Jalen Suggs that the world really doesn't see coming. And then Toronto Raptors fans will be really upset that they didn't take Jalen Suggs instead of Scotty Barnes.
They should already be upset about that. I don't know why they're not.
All right, so I touched on Markelle a little bit, and I want to really go in depth a little bit now, Pich, because I have been seeing. Let me just get in this camera.
This would be the moment where he would grab spectacles.
Let me get in my camera right here. Let me look at you, world, and all my Magic fans. I'm not really talking to you right now. I'm talking to the rest of the NBA. All right, you out there, Lakers fans especially. Stop it. All right, stop. Just stop it. Don't even think it.
Stop it.
Don't even tweet it. Don't make a YouTube video like As It Stands Lakers did about how the Lakers are going to trade Russell Westbrook for Markelle Fultz, Terrence Ross, and some other pieces. Just stop. We're not having it. All right? As It Stands Lakers put out a video. I actually thought the video was pretty good. Pish, you might want to check it out. Makes some good points. Doesn't go too hyperbolic. Doesn't exaggerate it too much. but still includes Markelle Fultz in a trade for Russell Westbrook.
Keep your own trash in your own yard.
Yeah, we don't want that crazy contract. People don't understand how on the cusp of winning we are. They still think we're this dejected franchise that's going to be, in the lottery again next year, in the top 5 picks for next year. That's not us, ladies and gentlemen. We are a team about to make a leap, sniffing that play-in, getting into the playoffs, getting 35-plus wins this year, Pich.
I get why everybody takes this stance. This is a star-driven league, a superstar-driven league. If you want to win the NBA Finals, 1 star is not good enough anymore. 2 is decent, but you kind of need to have a big 3, right? Like the Celtics started that whole trend of we got to get a big 3 to really kind of like go around. And when most people look at our roster, they don't see 1 proven, even if they count Paulo.
Okay.
So they think, they got to get another superstar. They have to get someone who's
they got to lose again.
Go get Harden or go get Westbrook, or you have to get Durant. You need a guy. And it's like, no, sometimes guys develop and become. Like Donovan Mitchell developed. Some guys develop and become, and that's what no one is really ever ready for, unless you're a fan of that team and you follow them. So I kind of get everyone's take, but this is just Laker fans desperate to try to make a move and change something on their team because they really didn't change anything. And they're just grasping at straws, looking for pieces that they could use. And they would be better off with Ross and Fultz than Westbrook. Yeah. And they know that. And they'd probably get some other things too, is what they think. But I think our front office is way too smart than to try to bring a personality. Russell Westbrook's a great player. I'm not really trying to, I referred to him as trash earlier, mostly just to make a point. But I think he's a good player. But I don't know about his mindset mixing in with our young team. I don't want it.
We'd probably buy him out if that were ever to happen. But it's not happening, Pich.
No. Why would we give away players for nothing?
We're not putting that into the atmosphere. And more for the Markelle Fultz propaganda, ladies and gentlemen. This man, talking about getting some scoring punch, he was only assisted on 19% of his shots, Pich. That is very low for the league, and it just shows how much of a creator he is. He's known as a passer, and he is that, but in his, season right before the injury, where he went down early in that season, and then when he came back, he is able to create and get to his kill spots or elbow jumpers with ease and shoots very well on those.
Yep.
His bread and butter is getting to the hoop. He finished on 72% of his shots at the rim. That's in the top 2% in the league. So that's top tier for his position. He assisted on 45% of his teammates' made buckets. That's top 1%, Pich. There's only one other player that has assisted on as many of his teammates' made buckets. That player is Luka Doncic. He's pretty good last time I checked. All right, so he's contributing when he's on the floor to nearly a third of the scoring, either himself or assisted. I mean, this is what we're talking about when Magic fans are getting excited about this next year and what nobody really understands.
Sure.
Markelle Fultz has already made a jump. He made a jump in the year that he got injured. You could see it in that first, dozen games that he played before he went down. And that injury was so painful to me and probably to you out there because we saw the jump that he had made. We saw him playing like an all-star. I was telling everyone, Markelle Fultz is going to be an all-star this year after those first 12 games. He's made the jump. He's a new player. People calling him bust. You need to get the hell out of here. Yep. He hasn't barely played. He's been injured. He's going to surprise people. He's going to turn heads.
Yeah.
Most improved player could be an all-star.
Agreed. I think a lot of people look over here. They're starting to look at the young pieces. They're looking at the old guys that were injured, their pieces. We're going to pick up the pieces and build a Lego house.
Oh, beautiful full circle, Pich. Beautiful full circle. I love it. Well, thanks, everyone, for adding us, Court_Cousins. If you got something that you think should be on the social media around us, send it our way on Instagram and Twitter. We'd love to check it out and feature it on the show.
Absolutely. Hey, what? I think I hear a phone ringing, and it sounds weird.
Oh.
It must be coming from down under.
It is indeed from down under, Pich. It's our good friend Jay from Orlando Magic Player History. And if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out his YouTube with tons of great videos on each individual player that have played for our storied franchise, the Orlando Magic. And now we hope you enjoy the game, Court Cousins Down Under. Our next segment is a very special one, Pich, with a very special guest. None other than our good friend Jay from Magic Player History. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Hey guys, how you guys going?
Well, we're doing well. We already checked in for our Franz's Feelings check-in. And since you're a guest on our show, we want to know how you're doing, Jay. So how you doing today for the Franz's Feelings check-in?
You're our first two-time guest, Jay, so you got to nail this because you got off all the rust the first time. Let's hear the Franz feelings.
Guys, I'm definitely feeling part of the team today. So for my Franz's feelings, I've got this nice pic here of Franz. He's given the high five to Dell, and he's feeling part of the team. So happy to be back on the show and looking forward to having some fun with you guys again.
Virtual high five, sir. Thanks for being here. This is cool.
Yeah, we're definitely excited to have you on here, Jay. You are a part of the team for sure. We've been talking about doing something like this for a while. So let's get into it. This is your baby. So why don't you lay it on us? What's the concept you have here?
So I know you guys are degenerate gamblers, and you guys love your
guilty.
The Court Cousins Championship, where you guys are fighting for the belt there. Kyle, yes, you got your current belt holder. And, during the off season, I think you don't really have the opportunity to play off for the belt there. So I thought I could come up with something where, you guys like your over-unders. So we're going to go with some Magic historical line setting. And you can one of you guys will set the line, and you can either take the over or you can go Magic down under.
Down under.
You know what I'm getting vibes of?
What's
that is our championship belt, and in a lot of wrestling circles they'll have like a United States championship as like their secondary belt. We got to get an Australia championship.
Oh, this is the Australian belt.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking out loud. I like to do that on the show.
That's good spitballing, Pich. We'll see where that
Then we
goes.
have a record of my ideas.
We got to make this a regular thing with Jay, and we can have the Australian belt.
Yeah.
Pretty much you just got to slap a kangaroo on that belt, and it's an Australian belt. That's all you got to do.
All right. As long as you make the stereotype jokes, it's not racist, right? He can do it. He's Australian.
Maybe we could just get a fancy boomerang. Too far.
I just parked the kangaroo out front after I rode here this morning, so we're all good.
Have you ever fought one? I know they're quite vicious.
I haven't come across too many, to be honest.
All right, good. That's good. Yeah, I don't think you want to be a part of that.
Real assholes, kangaroos.
I'd be the boxing kangaroo is a bit of a misnomer. I'd be much more worried about their feet.
Yes, agreed. I feel like dolphins are kind of like the dicks of the ocean.
Yeah.
Like I feel like maybe kangaroos are that in Australia.
The assholes of the outback.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got a 7-game series, as it were, for us, right, Jay?
Yeah, best of 7. It's just like the playoffs. We haven't sort of been in the playoffs for a little while. Hopefully, Paolo might lead the way back there, but we can remember what a 7-game series feels like. Hey, so
Paolo.
Kyle, you're the current belt holder. Is that right?
Yes, that is
so
true.
what I was going to do, I was going to give the first question to you, and then I was going to have you set the line, and then Pich would have the opportunity to go over or under. There is obviously a chance that when you set the line, you get the number perfect, and then whatever Pich picks doesn't matter. So
right.
If
and that's
you
going to
are
happen every time, I'm
knowledgeable
guessing,
enough
so get ready, Pich.
Okay.
If you're knowledgeable enough or lucky enough to hit it on the head, then Pich can still pick, but it's not going to matter.
All right. Lay it on me, Jay. What do you got? I'm
Let's
excited.
have it. I'm ready.
All right. Question 1 for our Magic Down Under challenge here. So you've got to set the line here. How many Orlando Magic players have ever competed in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest? So what is your number? Set the line.
The number of players, not the number of times,
Not
right?
the number of times, number of different Magic players.
Well, 3 obviously, 3 come to mind right now. I got Aaron Gordon, Dwight Howard. Did Shaquille O'Neal do it? He must have. Yeah, I'm not looking at you, Pich. T-Mac must have done it as a Magic, maybe. I'm going to say that's 4. Piece is shaking his head no.
Or was I shaking my head yes?
I'm going to go with 4, Jay. I'm going to go with 4.
You're setting the line at 4. Okay, so
Yeah.
Pich, do you want to go over? Oh, don't even want to consider down under.
Wow.
All right.
Over.
Over. So Pich is correct.
Dang.
Yeah. There's a lot.
The number is 7.
6.
Pich. How many
Oh,
can you read?
Okay.
I thought it was 6. I had Nick Anderson, Cole Anthony,
Oh, I forgot about Cole.
Dwight Howard, Aaron Gordon. Man, there
Yeah,
was
you
another
said
guy
Dwight.
that was like, I don't, like a bum.
Did T-Mac do it as a Magic?
T-Mac didn't do it as a Magic player.
As a
though.
Raptor.
Yeah, he did it as somebody else. Who are the other 3? Who were the other 3?
So Victor Oladipo did it.
Right.
We had Darryl Armstrong. We love Darryl, but it wasn't his most
I
impressive
remember that
performance
one,
in the
yeah.
dunk contest. They had a weird format that year where you kind of had to do as many dunks as you could in 2 minutes. And, yeah.
Okay.
And he only
They
actually
need
got
something
one
to
dunk
spice up
in
that dunk contest, so
he only got
maybe
one
go back
dunk
to
to
that.
go down in 2 minutes.
Ooh, no wonder it's forgettable.
He threw up the famous layup at the end of the 2 minutes. It's the famous layup in the dunk contest. And our very first player to ever be in the dunk contest was our former GM, Otis Smith.
Oh, I didn't realize Otis did it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was our very first Magic man in the dunk contest.
I don't mind standing corrector when my line was down under the total. You know,
Yeah.
it makes me feel kind of good that I.
Yeah, when
Learned
I
something.
quickly counted at least 5.
Yeah.
And I was pretty sure there was at least 6. So once I heard you say 4, I was like, let's just
That
put the
was-
arrow
I
up.
should have
Let's
upped
not.
it. Okay, now
We
I'm
got a
ready.
1-0
Now we know the
lead. Let's
game.
go. Let's go.
We got the rust knocked off. It's been a while since I've been a degenerate gambler. Jay, shoot
All
its
right,
Peach
so
now.
Pich, you're up 1-0, Pich. I'm gonna send this question to you.
All right.
And you've got to set the line this time, and then Kyle's gonna pick either over or under.
Okay. I hope it's
So
under.
how many total playoff series have the Orlando Magic won?
Nice.
How many total playoff series? You've got to set.
Jay, not many lately.
Not many lately. It's been a while.
No, you have to go back. This is really player history right here.
It is. Let's see.
Got to set the line. What do you think?
What is it? 8.
Doing the maths in the head.
Doing some
Yeah.
math. I'm gonna say 13.
13. Interesting
Or,
line.
or as you would
All
say,
right, so
13.
Kyle, are we gonna go over, Kyle, or are you going down under on this one?
I'm going down under.
He's going down under.
13 seems a little high.
The answer is 11. So you got
Oh, damn
it.
it.
11.
I think you just wanted to. I think Pete just wanted to say 13.
I wanted to say 12, and then I was like, I better just tack another one on. We may have won one that I'm not thinking of.
All right.
We've been to the finals twice. You got to win 3 times to get
Right.
there, so that's a big chunk.
Absolutely. So that's 6 of them. We went to the finals twice.
And the year before,
We've-
in '94, we went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
We've
That's right,
lost
that
in the
was 2
Eastern
more.
Conference Finals twice. Once with the Shaq team, once with the Dwight team.
Dwight,
so that
so that's-
brings us up to 10. And
Yeah.
then we lost in the second round in 2007-08 with the Dwight team. So that makes us 11. So
Okay.
All right.
haven't won a playoff
Right.
series since we lost in the Eastern Conference
I know.
Finals in 2010. So it has been a while.
Mhm.
It has been a while.
All right, well, we're even at 1-1, so it's good for drama.
So I'm trying to mix the questions up a little bit so you can see some will be team-oriented, player-oriented, some will be statistical numbers. So this one is for you, Kyle. So we're looking for the number here, setting the line.
Okay.
What is the Orlando Magic franchise record for the most steals in a season?
Oh, shite. Most steals in a season? A total number of steals? I don't even have any point of reference for that. Damn. Okay, wait. No, I do have a point of reference. I can do this.
Well, if somebody averages steal a game.
averages,
you know.
right. I'm thinking about, Chuma averaged around 1.75 or something maybe this year. He was up over 2 for a little while there, but he must have sunk down. So on average, a good defensive player is between like 1.5 and 2. An above average defender would probably be averaging 2 to 2.5 maybe a game.
A lot of maths.
There's a lot of maths. I'm an English teacher, Jay. What the hell? All right, so that's about $1.60 of steel.
You need a piece of paper and some scrap and carry the one over there, or what? Set the line, man.
I'm gonna say $1.60. I'm gonna add some on top.
Okay.
I'm gonna say $1.70.
Okay. I'm gonna take the under here.
You're going down under?
Down under.
Down under. Well, Pich, unfortunately, you have underestimated the great man, Anthony Penny Hardaway.
Yes.
Who, in his rookie season, went for a franchise record 190 steals, which is still the franchise record. That was in his rookie season, 190.
Wow, that's solid.
Yeah. The reason why I know this is because I'm right in the middle of making that Penny Hardaway YouTube video, which is a monster. It's a really big-time video for my YouTube channel, and going through all the different machinations of how we select, what happened with the draft, how we selected him. His contract signing was really unique, and obviously everything that he went through with his career with regard to injuries and everything like that. So yeah. I am knee-deep, pun not intended, with Penny Hardaway stuff at the moment. So I came across that one, and I thought it was
knee deep. You've outdone yourself, and 3 great questions to start it off. These are all good ones.
And this is a good time to plug Magic player history a little bit.
Absolutely.
We're in the doldrums of the off season, ladies and gentlemen. If you still want some amazing Magic content and there's not enough news out there for you, this is a good time to go into the discography, if you will, to go through the bins and look at Magic player history and some of the awesome videos about the histories of all the Magic players that he's already compiled on his channel, Magic Player History.
Go back and look at how short the shorts were, how bushy the mustaches were, and just enjoy the old footage from Sunshine Network. It's a good time.
how long those mid-range twos were back in the day.
Oh man, those are called kill spots nowadays. It used to just be the elbow jumper, but now it's something completely different. All right, let's have question 4, Jay.
All right, so Kyle got that one right. So Kyle's up 2-1 here. All right. So the question here is for Pich. Pich, you're going to have to set the line here. We're dipping back into Magic history for this one as well. So we all know that Scott Skiles set the NBA record for most assists in a game, right? And I'm not going to throw you a softball here, Pich, because we know it was 30, right? We know Scott Skiles, 30 assists. We know that. I'm not giving you guys the softball. Okay. I want to know, how many assists did he have at 3/4 time in that game? So 30 at full time. How many did he have after 3/4?
I feel like I knew this at a time, not too long ago, but I'm not sure.
This when you were like 14 too, right?
I am going to go with 19.
19. All right. So Kyle, you've got the choice here. We're going over, or are we taking the down under?
Such a juicy line.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's pretty much
he doesn't even want to bet on it.
He needs to get a whole third of that record in one quarter. That must have been a monster quarter. I was not in attendance at this game. I'm going to go over. Maybe he had like 21, 22.
All right. Well, we all know what happens in a playoff series when someone goes up 3-1. They take a commanding lead. And Kyle, you have taken a commanding 3-1 lead here. He had 24 at 3/4 time.
Okay.
And what's very interesting about this game, for me anyway, assist number 29 came with about 7 minutes to go in the final quarter.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think the Magic were ready to pull him out of the game, but they realized, he's at the NBA record. We'll just leave him in there for another couple of minutes just so he can get number 30. And then all of a sudden, Jerry Reynolds just started driving to the bucket, getting fouled, and all of a sudden the assist went away. And it wasn't until the final seconds when Jerry Reynolds finally realized, I got to toss up a jump shot here, and we finally got that 30th assist. So very interesting. So early in the fourth quarter, he racked up 5 assists quick smart, but he had 24 at 3/4 time, which at that time, the Orlando record was 19. And so that's where maybe you got the 19 from, Pich. So he broke the Orlando record during the third quarter. And then he had 24 at the end of the quarter.
You're giving Pich an out there. You're giving him way too much credit.
I do remember there being a long wait, and I remember him. They wanted to pull him out of the game, because we're winning pretty good in that game. So there was really no reason for him to be playing other than the fact this record was up for grabs. And then I do remember he kept passing to Jerry Reynolds, and he was just kind of black holing it and taking out. And it's like, hey man, we're trying to do a thing, and it's like no one told him. Nowadays, guys will miss on their own shot just to grab a rebound to get a triple double, and back then, Jerry just didn't know about that. He just was like, I don't know, man. I'm just filling it up here. I'm having a day right now.
Well, not part of the game today, but one of the most infamous triple doubles in NBA history was the Anthony Bowie triple double. And if you guys don't know the story of that one, I would recommend heading to my YouTube channel to watch the Anthony Bowie video, which will give you the full story on how that very unique triple double came about.
I remember that video, but I won't spoil it. Go watch it. Anthony Bowie is one of my favorite players back in the day. Just a good role-playing guy, and that's a fun one, so check that out. All right, well, I'm ready for number 5. I got to get 3 in a row here to pull the comeback. It can be done.
It's not looking good. All right, Jay, lay it on me.
3-1 here, Pich, so I'm going to stay in your era, Pich, and give you a bit of a shot on this one, all right? So you've got to set the line here. We're going to stay...
Well, I'm setting the line on this one, right, Jay?
Early on in Magic history.
Kyle's setting this line.
Pich is setting the line on this. Pich is setting the line on this.
Okay. Oh, you've designed them for each
Oh,
of
I
us.
see. All right.
No, I haven't, but I'm just going to select from the remaining pool of questions to give Pich a chance to stay in it because he's down 3-1, and if he goes down 4-1, it's all over. So, Nick Anderson, we know Nick Anderson was Orlando's first ever draft pick.
Yes.
What
Yes.
number selection was he in the 1989 NBA draft? Line here. Do you know it? Can you hit it on the head and take Kyle out of this question?
I'm going to go with 11.
Kyle, are we going over here or are we taking down under? Down under. Well, it's irrelevant. Pich hit it on the button.
Damn it.
It is 11.
Yes.
It is 11. So you stay alive, Pich. You're down 3-2.
I've studied the back of many a Nick Anderson card, and I've seen that there a time or two. Because I always remembered being kind of shocked. Here was a new team in the league, and they don't get a higher draft pick than 11? What's that about?
I went down under. I mean, I don't remember the draft. I didn't have that factoid in my head, and I just assumed expansion team would have a lottery pick.
You would. That's why I figured.
Or a top 10.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was 10, 11, or 12, but I knew it was in that region, and I figured if I shoot with there, you're going to go under no matter what. So.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm about to put you away. What is it, Jay?
Well, let's see what it is.
Give me the next line, sir.
Game 6.
All right. Number 6. I'm going to... This one could be kind of random. We'll see. I don't know if you're going to get this one right on the nose. So, Kyle,
Okay.
Question 6. Stan Van Gundy is the Magic coach with the best winning percentage in franchise history. What percentage of games did Orlando win with him as coach? So you've got to set the line.
As a
then
percentage.
Yeah, we're going to need a percentage. What percentage of games?
Well, this was when I was in Boston, and we were winning a lot of games. What were some of our records that year? I do not remember. I think we got up close to 60 wins. That's 75%, though. I think that's a little high. I'm going to go with 70%.
70%. All right, so Pich, are we going over 70 or are we taking the down under here?
I got to take the down under here. I know we had a couple seasons at 70, but the season that he ended up leaving wasn't that hot. So I think we're more in the 600 percentage.
Oh, I botched that
so
question.
I'm going to go with
question
under.
His leaving year?
No, it was his entire career. Like his best season was 70%, but the collection of everything I think is a little under. So I'm going down under.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The entire Van Gundy era. And guys, we are going to a game 7. Pich is making the comeback. We are 3-3. It was 65.7%. So around 2/3 of games. And yeah, he was over that until, of course, the Dwight season dragged us down a little bit towards the end there.
See, that's why it's important, kids. Read the directions. All right,
So-
Jay, game 7.
Game 7. Pich is going to set the line on this one. And Kyle, you've got to try to preserve that 3-1 lead you had here.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so Dwight Howard is Orlando's all-time leading rebounder. The current player on the team who is the active leader in rebounds is Mo Bamba. Okay, I want to know, you're going to set the line here, how many rebounds behind Dwight is Mo? Okay, so you've got Dwight's number, you've got Mo. How many behind?
Holy crap. This is going to be a big number. Oh, man. All right. Let me just make a quick guesstimate on some things and some maths. You've
We're gonna
outdone
need a
yourself
little
with this one. my
interlude,
lord.
maybe a little musical interlude while Pich is doing. We could speed up the video.
Let's call. Yeah, play some Jeopardy theme.
Pull out something.
Yeah.
Had to pull out something for game
It's
two.
true. It's true. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I got to do some mental math as well.
Is that a coaster you got there? We're doing like literal back of the coaster map.
I got some post-it notes. It could be at that. Let's see. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 1800. So it'd be 1800.
So 1800 behind Dwight. So for example, you're saying what number? What are you thinking Dwight's got? What's your Dwight number? Approximate.
I don't know. I'm not going to give this guy anything. I want him to live in a confused world like I was when I made this somewhat calculated guess.
All right. So Kyle, you're going to have to pick here, taking the over, or are we going down under?
Over. It's larger than an 1800 difference. It's got to be. I mean, you think of... I don't know exactly how many years Dwight played. He played his whole rookie scale contract and then through most of the other one. Did he play with us to 8 years? How many years did he play with us, Jay?
I think it was
11? 9?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Mo missed a season.
Yeah. So my arithmetic in my head was on 7 seasons because I didn't know if he got through the 2 contracts. Couldn't quite think of it. So I thought 56. He averaged 10 rebounds a game over 80 games. Average.
Yeah.
So that puts him at 5,600 rebounds.
Sure.
Mo Bamba barely played the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I think it's going to be more than 1,800.
Yeah, you're probably right. Those are good. Those are better maths.
All right. So the big reveal here, the big reveal. Maybe a bit too much maths today, guys. Apologize for that. But Kyle, you've held on with the 4-3 lead after almost choking Clipper style there with the 3-1.
See, Kevin Durant, this is what you do. You stick around. You see it through the end, Kevin.
Nice comeback from Pich.
Well played.
You forced it to a game 7.
Yeah.
But Kyle got the win there. So Dwight played 8 seasons with the Magic, and he actually averaged 13 rebounds a game, 10 in his rookie season, but he had some monster seasons. So he actually clocked up 8,072 rebounds for the Magic. That's the all-time record for the Magic.
My word.
Our good friend Mo Bamba, our current active leader, has 1,372. So he's actually 6,700, exactly 6,700 behind Dwight, which at Mo Bamba's current rate means that he will pass Dwight during the 2041-2042 season if he keeps up the current rate. So if we sign Mo Bamba to a 20-year contract, he's going to go number 1.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't share what I thought he had for rebounds because that really would have screwed things up. I definitely should have thought of a bigger gap there. As it turns out, that wasn't even close.
All right, Pich, you had the good comeback there. You had 4 high-pressure questions in a row, and you got 3 out of 4. So you did well to force the game 7 there.
Yeah, we gave it all we had. We did it for the Pisha Maniacs out there. Thanks for backing me. We're gonna get the belt back when the season starts. And man, you know what? We had fun.
Yeah. No such thing as Pyrrhic victories, Pich. The belt stays with the red lettuce.
We'll have to Google whatever that word is and to see if that's true. But for now, just take his word for it. The man could be a principal.
Thank you so much, Jay, for coming on for this segment of Court Cousins Down Under.
Indeed.
It was a good time. It gave me a little bit of that fix I needed
It's good.
until gambling starts
Those are some
again.
very unique questions, Jay. Well done.
Always sprinkling some knowledge as well. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you go check out Jay's channel, Magic Player History. Thanks again, Jay. Peace, buddy.
Thanks, Jay.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Had a lot of fun.
Thanks again to our good friend Jay at Orlando Magic Player History. Check him out. And one of Jay's favorite segments, Pich, one of my favorite segments, maybe it's one of your favorite segments, ladies and gentlemen, is this next segment, Magic the Card Gathering. This is when Pich and I dive into our treasure trove of Orlando Magic cards to pull out some interesting cards and stories about our favorite franchise.
Yes, I've recently moved mine out of the treasure trove, and now they live right here behind me, so it's a lot easier to access them. And I've even named this one right here, Paulo Bindero.
So Pich has come up with a bunch of different categories. How many total categories you got, Pich?
I believe there's 10 or 11 now on this wheel.
All right, and we're doing 5.
Right.
All right, and so Pich is going to spin the wheel, and based on whatever the wheel is, we're going to come out with a card that fits that category.
All right. Spin that wheel. Oh, it's stat of the week.
Stat of the week.
Stat of the week.
All right, Pich.
I've got one ready here. I think
All
I
right.
can use for stat of the week. If,
All right, what do you got,
if you'd
Pich?
like me to lead. I've got this Fleer Ultra of Jameer Nelson. I know I'm holding it up to the camera, which I don't need to do, but old habits die hard fast. This is what I do. This was one of the first variants of this card. They would make gold medallion editions where the background would all be gold behind them with the Fleer logo. Ooh. And it was pretty cool. I enjoy this card a lot. So my stat of the week for this is that the number 2 all-time games played in Orlando Magic history is Jameer Nelson. If you'd like to find out who the other top 5 is, on our Patreon, we have a special Magic the Card Gathering where we go over the top 5 games played, players of all time, with, of course, some fun cardboard to back it up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
651 games for Jameer over the course of 10 seasons with the Magic. A long, long career. Impressive. Well, second to only one.
Well, it's fitting that you had Jameer because for stat of the week, I have his running mate here,
Okay.
Dwight Howard. It's an old Topps Stadium club. Nothing crazy about this card.
Oh, I don't have that one.
2007. But why I picked this card is because on the back,
Yep.
it reads as such. Stadium Club notes. Has never missed a game and holds team record with 246 games played.
Whew.
So it got me to thinking.
Oh.
Yeah. How many consecutive games did Dwight Howard play? Because a lot was made about, how he got injured kind of at the tail end of the Magic years and then, on his bouncing
he
around
was
the
very
league.
durable.
But in the beginning, 6-7 years of his career was extremely durable. And he actually holds the record for most consecutive games played by a Magic player. He played all of 2004 to 2008, a total of 351 games. Total of 351
I'm impressed. You know what?
games.
I'm ringing the bell. I'm ringing the
There
bell
you
for you.
go.
That's
There you
something.
go.
That is something.
And I got a couple other stats just to go along with this stat of the week.
Oh, wow.
33 consecutive games with a double-double. Youngest player to lead the league in rebounds. Youngest player to win Defensive Player of the Year. Somehow, though, he's not in the top 75.
Youngest guy to be snubbed from
Youngest
from
guy
the
to be snubbed from the top 75. There you have it. Dwight
Fair
Howard,
enough.
stat
Good
of the
point.
week.
Good point.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Well, let's spin that wheel for the next card.
Spin that wheel!
Background crashers.
Ooh.
Background crashers is one of my favorite categories. It's one of the first ones I came up with.
Yep.
But it's getting harder to do because in a lot of modern cards, you just see the player, and they'll put him on a shiny background or something like that, and you don't see the entire
That's
picture.
true.
So
I
it
don't
is
like
getting
that.
harder. I know I've already used a lot for this segment, and I had a harder time coming up with some, but man, then I found one that I was really excited about. I've got this card here of Evan Fournier. It's a simple, NBA hoops card. Nothing too special about it. You got Kyle Korver over here, and then, who's this over there? Who wears 42 for the Bucks back then? was Robin Lopez. I'm sneaking our Rolo back into the show on the background of the Evan Fournier card.
Nice. Gotta love some Rolo love on the show, man.
It might be hard to wedge him in from the future going forward, but in the background of an Evan Fournier card, I saw him and I got excited.
Single tier. And you know what got me thinking about this background crasher is Court Cousins Down Under.
Yeah.
Because this guy, Otis Smith, was one of the dunk contest participants who I had no idea about.
Yes, we just learned that.
And who's in this? He's going up for a dunk? Patrick Ewing.
Pat Ewing.
Looks like he's about to swat that shit, honestly. I don't think Otis is going to convert on that.
How dare you? I'm sure Otis found a way to get it by. I got to tell you, if we were doing some sort of stat, if next time you want to use your stat of the week there's nobody in the background of Magic cards more than Patrick Ewing. I swear to God, I find him in the background all the time to the point where I kind of like, well, I can't use Ewing because I used him once already. And he's in the background of every Shaq card. He's in the background of a lot of Horace Grant cards. Like Pat Ewing, before he sat on our bench as an assistant coach, spent a lot of time around the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
And it is in a lot of those old school hoops cards and stuff like that. It's amazing. It's almost like they would only go to Knicks Magic games to take pictures for the cards because he's in a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great team, never quite got over the hump, but, man, the tri-state area was buzzing when that team with Ewing and Starks was really moving. But
I had a John Starks jersey back in the day, I'm not going to lie.
And Otis Smith, really, like, foundational guy within the Orlando Magic franchise.
Absolutely.
Player on the inaugural team, played with us for a number of years, then came back as a development and GM, and just has been really connected to the franchise.
Legend.
Yeah, but not talked about enough, though.
No, never lands on anyone's favorite lists either. All right, let's spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Rookie.
Ooh, okay.
This is one where we just find a rookie we like and we go. We did one recently on the Patreon, a special one on draft picks because we had gone to the draft, so we did a special one. Today I've selected 2 rookies.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of talk being made about Paolo Banchero, and with good reason. But lest we forget these 2 gentlemen that were drafted the year before, Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner, shown here on these beautiful photogenic basketball cards with the 75 diamond basketball there in their suits. You gotta love it. So much talk about Paolo, but let's not forget how great this draft was.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years down the road, that conversation will be held, and people will be like, wow, they may have done better in that draft than they did in this one.
I mean, when you're building a team that's going to go deep, you need to hit on a couple drafts, at least one, but most time a couple.
Yep.
Obviously, we had Shaq and then Penny not too long after.
Sure.
Had already had Nick Anderson before. We got Dwight and Jameer in the same draft.
Yep.
That ended up pretty damn
Absolutely.
good.
Yep.
And now we've got Jalen and Franz, and then the year after Paolo. Those are some real foundational pieces. Not to slight any of the other guys that were selected before. Chuma, J.I., they could also become foundational. Cole. But I think these 2 drafts could be the Lego foundation that we need.
Indeed.
All right, now this guy certainly wasn't a part of any Orlando Magic foundation. But I don't know, it just struck a heart chord, Pich, and I had to bring it out.
Okay.
That's Zaza Pachulia, sir.
Zaza
Pachulia, rookie card. I had completely honestly forgotten that we even drafted him until Pich and I, when we took our trip down to Orlando last January, and that was an amazing trip, and that connection is why I picked this card. I remember we were driving, going to a card shop, looking for more cardboard, and we popped on the radio. I think Jake Chapman was sourcing some of the most recent Pod Squad where they had on Zaza Pachulia talking about his year with the Magic and just basketball in general. And man, you fans down there in the Orlando area, you are some lucky bastards, because up here we get is Knicks, some Nets. It's New York City radio. And it just felt so good to be driving and hearing news about my favorite team. And Zaza Pachulia was the interview that they were playing and talking about. So,
and I picked this card up that day.
Yeah. The auto Zaza.
Yeah.
Is that a rookie?
Auto patch rookie.
Oh, it's RPA.
It's our RPA.
We love these.
Number 99 of 1,999. So it's a
Wow.
big number. Normally when you serial number that big, it's not quite as cool. But it's a fun card. It's good. It was definitely a good pickup. And
I need to get me one of these. If there's 2,000 of these, I need to have one.
you'd like to think you could probably
Right.
find out.
Yeah. All right. Last one, Pich?
Nope. 2 more. Spin. Why just why?
Oh.
Why just why is sort of a newer category where we kind of go back, find a Magic player, and be like, why? Why did we?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. Well, this one is Mario Hezonja, Pich.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
And this
Enough
is
said.
this is him in Orlando Magic jersey. But I actually was careful to pick a card. He's actually on the Knicks here. He's no longer on the Magic.
Sure.
All right. So
Okay.
that's why he's gone.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And you know, I might be a little getting caught in foresight is 2020 because I remember when Mario was drafted, we kind of thought, oh man, here's this like 6'9" guy from Europe, been a pro for a little while, could be great. He wasn't, Pich.
Right.
He wasn't. And you know, normally I don't knock draft picks because it's
He
tough.
was labeled as the next big European player that's going to come over.
He was
and-
supposed to be Luka. You know, he
Yeah,
was supposed to be
be
Luka
amazing.
before Luka.
Yeah.
There was some of that game there, and yeah, it was tragic. Only because when you look back at who was taken after, there was only really one big superstar taken after him.
Right.
But there were just so many guys here: Justice Winslow, Miles Turner, Cameron Payne, Kelly Oubre Jr., Terry Rozier, Bobby Portis, Larry Nance Jr., Norman Powell. All those guys were like solid NBA guys. All those guys are still playing in the league, whereas Mario's out back in Europe. And of course,
and balling though.
balling. Oh, yeah, sure. And of course, Devin Booker was taken
Right.
after him. So those just make it sting, and it just makes you go, why? Just why?
That's fair.
Yep.
For my why just why, I've selected not only a player that fits that category, but
Okay.
a card.
All right.
Because I have Josh McRoberts, and it's a jersey card, and I'm kind of wondering why. Just why did you make this? Josh McRoberts was a player. He played for Duke. It was another one of those guys. Duke guys have been coming to the Magic for far too long, my friend. And this was a big swing and a miss. And I don't know. I just got it because it's a Magic card, and I have a really big problem.
Yeah, you do.
Because I shouldn't have this. So really, the why just why could be for me. Like, why'd you buy this? Why'd you pick this up? But it is what it is. That's what the category's about. Let's spin it for the final one. Now it's time.
It's the final one?
It's the
All
final
right,
one.
spin that wheel.
Ooh, shiny. Let's go. I love this one because it just gives us an excuse to grab a shiny card and tell you all about it.
There are plenty of those these days, but a set that we just opened up on Card Cousins. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not on Card Cousins, that's our sister channel.
Look at all these cross plugs we're working in the show today.
Yeah, come on, let's go, baby. I have a Revolution Mo Bamba. These
Yep.
are nice cards.
Yep.
Again, just a player with a cool abstract background. But you know, the reason I selected this one, Pich, I just wanted to put a little water under the bridge with
Here we go.
with me and Mo. No, Mo, I know I may have been critical of you in the past, and I want to say I'm sorry, man. It's not your fault, dude. You're a great guy. You're a funny guy. I'd like to hang out with you, maybe have a beer. But your play has been great. But you know what? I'm changing my tune about you this year, Mo, because you've got a new role coming off the bench. You've got a new number, 11, my lucky number, and it's going to be a new Mo Bamba this year. Yeah, we'll throw those old stats out the window. We're getting 15 and 10 off the bench from Mo Bamba. Let's go this year.
Woo!
Shiny.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can feel the weight being lifted off you, and I can feel a number 11 Mo Bamba jersey going onto you
Yes.
virtually.
I don't know about 15 and 10, though. That might be a little much.
When you're putting water under the bridge, sometimes you put too much. That's all right. That'll work itself out.
Yeah.
For my Ooh Shiny, I went with a card that I just recently got in the mail. Is a spectacular swatches autograph of Dennis Scott. numbered 72 of 99. And when we were on the Six-Man Show off camera, we discovered that Jonathan has one of these other 99s.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool revelation for us to get on the show. This is on card as well, not one of those stickers, which is always great. And man, ooh, is it shiny. But you got to love Dennis Scott. I am trying to get like more guys from back in the day, autos on cards. I got a nice Scott Skiles and Nick Anderson already. So Dennis Scott's one of my favorites of all time. So I'm happy to have that card.
2% of those cards in the Magic podcast community.
Yeah, we got them. Maybe more. I don't know. If you have a Magic podcast and you have one of these cards, please contact us.
Yeah.
Let's complete the whole set.
All right, and that's been another edition of Magic the Card Gathering. Please comment down below, ladies and gentlemen. What did you think of our cardboard we selected? What cardboard do you have that fits into these categories? Matter of fact, why don't you add us at @court_cousins on Twitter and Instagram. Show some pics of those bad boys. And then while you're at it, go on over to Card Cousins, click subscribe, like, and check out some of those box openings.
Yeah, I'd like to do a fan one someday where fans submit their cards, and then we have another category where we do some fan ones. And by the way, do you think if we got all 99 of these together and we got in the same place and kind of went like this, that Dennis Scott would appear?
Would appear out of them. We'll have to work that theory, Pich. I like it. If
he does, I hope he comes with that nice high-cut fade.
Ooh, that high top? Yes, dude. Bring it back, D3.
I'm sure he'd like that, too.
All right, everyone. We're about to go into our large ending. But before we do, we have our small ending. Just another thanks. If you're still watching, we really appreciate you watching the podcast all the way. I guess that means you're enjoying it. We're hoping you do. This is for your entertainment and our creative energy. So please, click subscribe, like, share.
Stuff.
Stuff. Get stuff. Stuff.
No, don't do it. Don't wake up and choose violence today. Don't you do it. Stuff. Stop it.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Not again. No.
Stuff Nicholas Anderson. You get back here. Get away from the camera. Stop. It's not your time.
And again, one last thank you to our Patreons. Shout out to our All-Stars and Second Cousins, Bernie Pichet, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, Yachty, and Connor. If you can, ladies and gentlemen, jump over to that Patreon. A little financial support goes a long way to making this show better faster. And we do want to continue to grow, and your financial support will help us to do that sooner and deliver better content. Without further ado, the large ending, Pich.
Let's go. Slam Ball returns next year. I'm amped. Are you?
Oh, hell yeah. Slam-a-jam-a-ding-dong.
Okay.
The NFL preseason has started. Are you watching, Pich?
I was at a bar last night, and I am guilty of actually watching some of the game, but it's not appointment viewing for me until it's real.
Okay.
Pistons going back to teal. Your thoughts?
Do we? I guess we care. It's a cool jersey.
I like it. I used to have a Grant Hill like that, to be honest.
All right. Juan Soto was traded. What's up with your Nationals, Pich?
How dare you bring that up on this show? And I know I'm mad about it. I don't have nearly enough time to talk about it, so I'm just going to skip it. Go check my personal Twitter if you want thoughts. Warriors' nickname for Jonathan Kuminga is the Coom Bucket. Is this inappropriate?
Absolutely, dude. Hide your children. So Pat McAfee is partnering with Peyton Manning to broadcast NFL games, I guess on ESPN2. Who would you want to hear broadcast NBA games?
Ooh. That is the kind of segment where I would need time to think about it. But for the NFL, I'm excited about that duo. I mean, that's the pairing we didn't know we needed.
Yeah.
My Lord, if I could hear anyone do NBA games, I love Charles Barkley in the studio.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind hearing him do a game with probably like Ernie Johnson or some combination of those guys in the inside the NBA just doing a game. I would enjoy that. I think that would be good.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Did you have a thought on that?
No, that was it. I didn't.
Good, because I think the buzzer went off.
Thanks again, Magic community. We love you. Thanks for the support. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Thanks for coming.